Hello and welcome to episode 54 of our Timberborn Update 6 Waterbeavers playthrough, Cycle 60, Day 21. Just about to the point where our bad tide's going to end. We'll be back in a nice clean cycle here for Cycle 61. We got a lot of good stuff done the past couple of episodes, and in the process kind of caused a few problems, but I don't think it's anything we can't fix. Just need to maybe take a little bit of a step back and get some more focus going. So let's get this on triple speed, and we're going to talk about what I would like to accomplish today, what I'd like to start working toward to solve some of our problems, and hopefully get us to a point where we're not slogging through so much of the, well, everything. It's been pointed out that we do not need the contaminated beaver jails anymore because all of our contaminated beavers are automatically sent over here to the downriver district. So I think we can easily take those out. I've got this explosion to do. For right now, this is a good place for us to be producing additional mushrooms. And we do have, in theory, sawdust stored over here, so some of these should be set to fast mode. Maybe not all of them, but I will put a couple in because we do have a pretty decent quantity of sawdust. And the usage and the need for all that stuff just changes so much it's impossible to nail down 100% what is the best option. But it's fine. We also, over here, somebody pointed out, one of these factories was making the laboratory glassware. I think it might have been this one. We've already changed it. But we didn't have any storage for laboratory glassware. We just have the single one. So even though we're not really, using this area for laboratory glassware production that much, we probably should have a glorious storage for it just in case we end up needing to do that in the future. And I cannot put anything on top of the glorious storage, unfortunately. That will help solve some of those issues. Coming back over here, we're putting dirt into these industrial piles and then, popping it into this other district with a little bit of pathing cheese. We also, up here, have a whole lot of dynamite that we have not been able to place because this isn't connected. So, that is going to be a pretty simple thing for us to just get popped in here. I don't know why I put a spiral staircase. I didn't really need to put a spiral staircase, but I did anyway. So that's fine. They're going to take care of that. We finally have both of these mechanical drills operating, thankfully, since they're unclogged and we actually have drill bits now. Not quite enough water going on here, but it looks like we're clean, so we'll go ahead and lower that down. And we'll lower this down. And then this is also looking pretty good, so away we go. I think we decided that 1.7-ish was about the right height for that. So that's looking a whole lot better there. I'll just leave this on triple speed, who cares? And we've got space over here to keep adding more stuff. Long term, I did want to blast all this down so we could do some other things, including, but not limited to, building another tree nursery so we could have some additional stuff get planted over here. But those require exotic seeds, and that is something that has to be brought in via balloons. We have the scouting balloon doing scouting balloon things, and then we have the folktales trade with sunflower seeds. I don't think we need to be doing that anymore. I'm going to switch this back over to exotic seeds, and I do have a storage for exotic seeds for 36 of them right here on this side in the same district, so that's fine. We need to, at some point, identify a good location for some of this stuff. And I thought this area was maybe a little bit less populated in terms of buildings. It's not. There's a lot of work that has to get done here for this to be usable. I'm not above completely redoing this entire storage area here. This honestly isn't a very good design. It was just kind of here because something needed to be put there. And one of the ways that maybe we could improve this is by getting into these gigargantuan storage piles and warehouses, so on and so forth. The biggest issue with these is glass panes. And we do technically have enough to make 2 of these. So why don't we go through here, among many, many other projects we have to do. Now let's go through here and see exactly what we are storing. I've got a couple things of dirt. I've got a couple things for sawdust. I've got some for salt, iron, saltpeter, rice balls, metal. Most of these are empty. And then we do, of course, have the giant buried tank, which that's a good building to have, but this really is not a good design of anything over here. So what I'm going to say we should do is take these out as we can, and just make sure, you know, we don't have zero storage capacity for any of this. I see 444 for mountain salt. If I click on a building in this district and I look again, then I see the same amount, so that can definitely go away. We don't need to have coal over here. We probably won't ever need to have coal over here because we're not doing any of that stuff. Log storage that is empty is basically useless. These are currently supporting the giant buried tank. We can't really do anything about that. Now the iron ore, mountain salt again, important thing to have. Metal block storage, one of those other things that's going to have to get moved around. But if we just, you know, bite the bullet, take this entire area out, yes, it will make a tremendous mess on the ground, but it will also give us opportunities to maybe, you know, get things just a little bit better organized. That's been a huge, huge problem, and a whole lot of you guys really don't like how disorganized this is. So I can't make any promises, but I'm going to try to make this just a little bit less terrible. Gigargantuan storage piles are, as the name implies, quite large. They are 7 by 7, and they are entered from the bottom, or from the top, but what this means is we're going to have a pretty level space in which to place these things. And I've got this little storage of cabbages right here, which... Why do I have a storage of cabbages here? This is going to get emptied out. We don't need that. But I really don't have very much storage of cabbages in this district to begin with. I think I can get this entire thing completely emptied out. If I can do that, then I can blast a little bit of this terrain, and then I can just turn this specific spot, just because it's, you know, got nothing going on, into the beginnings of a storage tower, which is not going to solve all of the problems here, but it's going to make them slightly less terrible. Yeah, I think if we could just get these guys to commit to emptying this, we should be okay. I should have the extra space. Then we will, of course, have storage for other stuff. And more cabbages elsewhere. Just have to go. We got 3. Come on, come and grab these 3 cabbages. That's all I need, so I can get rid of this. We don't have junk just laying on the ground. Now, but outside of that, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would be 7. I think what is going to make the most sense is not to, you know, blow all of this up, but take this here. These 3. This would be 4. This would be 5. This would be 6. This would be 7 here. Then I just need to be able to get into the very center, which means we probably, in all honesty, should take these out as well. But in these partial areas here, this is already empty, these partial areas that aren't the same height, we could put some other storage, which does mean a medium warehouse would fit pretty nicely right about here. If we wanted to, be just a little bit maybe, no, you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to put this here, and it's not going to be a problem, and we won't have to worry about it. I don't know what's going to go in here yet, but this is going to be something somewhere, just so we can have something. It's a lot, folks. So this platform here, this is a 3 tall, so this is going to have some there. Again, I'm just doing this so I have somewhere to put something. And because this is going to be a ladder in the middle, that does mean I can come out through here and have some additional storage, or at least a pathway to this other side, and maybe improve this a tiny bit. Blueberries are not something we have in large quantities, but I'm also not going to, you know, get upset about losing a couple of bushes, so we can have slightly better pathing. So, actually, no, that doesn't really go anywhere. This is just going to have to be one of those things that we can, you know, take advantage of here. If I get rid of this here, these 3, That will allow me to have another one of these medium storages in this spot, and then, of course, this will end up being a path coming all the way through here. Just going to have to let them take care of that in their own timing, which may or may not end up being good. But we'll see. Again, there's just so many things that have to get taken care of. And I do have science to research these. It is 500 for this, and then in the warehouses, it is another 500. The recipe is, I think, exactly the same. Looks like it. So we can, you know, intermingle these in the same stack, and that just be totally fine. We just have to be able to get into the bottom of it. And if we want to have space for a way to get into the side, then I just have to have a blank layer with a pathway out. There is no way in any given level to go out from the center. It's just only up through the center. We are making Everblossoms in this clockwork hydroponic farm. We probably need to build another one of these, but as have happened with many things here, cost is an issue. And we also have these piles and scroll displays and all this other stuff that probably needs to go somewhere else. We're also still waiting on bachelors in agronomy here because of the one that disappeared. We are currently attempting to research one, and we're waiting on, it looks like, just a few more logs, and then they can do their research. It'll take a little over 4 days, and then things will be okay. It is a process, and you already know. You already know. I don't even have to tell you. Let's get these swapped over to here. As a reminder, the dirt is being used to fill in some spots right over here. It's not a very big priority, but... Oh, come on, let me click. There we go. It is getting done in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Making any progress over here at all? I don't think the answer is yes. You know what? They have actually put some stuff in. That is my bad for not doubting, or for doubting the beavers. We got another victim of the giant fireflies, as one does. Let's see. While we're waiting, something that has been very frequently requested. Let's go through and let's take stock of all these buildings that are super deprioritized, that don't have to have a worker. And a lot of these cooking tents are not super deprioritized and then prioritized by haulers. This is probably contributing to a lot of problems with staffing. So we'll just do all of these. That's the wrong button. Don't click that. So now I've got 8 of these, 16 vacancies, in theory, once these beavers end up leaving. And then, let's see, we have these other ones. I always forget which ones can actually function without the workers, but we are at 16. We've got fermentation barrels. Don't say that, but we've done something similar with that in the past. GMO growing lab can function without workers, which is, they're already set, good to go, except this one hasn't been finished yet. So that should be fine. So I said I was at 16. This will be another 8, so we're at 24. Then we've got, obviously these have to have a worker. Irrigation lodge, absolutely not. Not gonna mess with those at all. Mechanics lodges are obviously required, but I do have a lot of them that we probably won't need to keep forever if we can make enough gears in the abyss. Mechanized kitchen house, ironically, can function without workers, but I haven't deprioritized any of those. I just have them prioritized by haulers. So we were at 24. Another 8 gets us to 32. Mushroom growers, another big one. I think that might be the one we just finished. I got that there, that there. Yeah, so we got 22 of these. Remember, we were at 32, so this should be 54 of them, assuming nobody was working in here. Yeah, so that's 54. And I don't know. Primitive smelters, yeah, same deal. Keep in mind, this is also across districts. 54 plus 8 is going to get us to 62. Screw presses, need those. Scavenger flags, obviously need those. I think that's about it in terms of, you know, stuff we can justify. So 62 globally, 8 of those being in this other district over here, so in our main district. I only have 29 vacancies and 14 incapacitated, and we've cleared out a whole bunch of unnecessary jobs, which means our haulers should be in full force. I've got 10, 20, 30 of those. This is not deprioritized, but it's not supposed to be. So hopefully that'll help just a little bit. I know we need more haulers, but don't forget, bots. Bots exist. We just need to have a bot assembler, and they have really good durability, and they haul a whole lot of stuff. But to build this, we have to have a PhD in robotics, which probably should be the next thing that we research in the ENS. We also have to make processors in the ENS, which I do not have any right now. But if we want to make them, we have to have hydrogen, which we can now make. We have to have endothermic essence, which we do have. And gold dust, which we do have. And sunflower oil, which has been a huge problem for a very, very long time, but hopefully is not going to remain a huge problem when we get things figured out a little bit better. And silicon metal ingots. Those have to be made. I hit the wrong button. Was that C? There we go. Those have to be made over here in the high temperature foundry. And the recipe for that is 60 quartz, 200 coal, and 500 methane. It's one of the reasons why we kind of avoided doing this so far. We're not that far off of being able to do it. I just need to have a place to store methane in this district. And I'm pretty sure I can figure this out. I do not have any methane storage. Yeah, so I need to have a tank for methane. Probably gonna just put it right about here. That is a building that can be built on top of because it has those plates on it. So if I were to just do that right there, we can straighten this path out just a tiny bit and get this a little bit better set up. We'll have to have storage for the silicon metal ingots. There we go. Use words correctly. Those have to go in a pile. I always forget. But those can go in a pile. We'll get that built. I guess I can put one right here just so we have something. So we don't forget. That could be for silicon metal ingots. It'll hold 20 of them, which, you know, that's not a lot, but... Oh, hey, we're making some nice progress here. Except we don't have explosives. And we're waiting on nitroglycerin, which is being made here, which is waiting on sunflower oil. Yeah, okay. Yeah, food also isn't looking great. It's mostly rice balls right now. And part of the issue, I think, is we just haven't been able to consistently supply all of the ingredients, including mushrooms. I think mushrooms are really holding us back here, which is part of the reason why I have all of these things going. But the slow recipe takes over 3 days. I know the fast one is, well, faster, but it does have to be tended to by haulers, and we don't exactly have a lot of those now, do we? As far as right here, I've got builders and haulers segments, and wait, why is this one paused? Well, I don't really need any more builders right now. I just want to make sure that I've got these hauler segments actually staffed. That's a builder's segment. It's a hauler segment. Okay, well, it's fine. They'll get it figured out eventually, right? Yeah, we just got to have... great sound. Got to have more screw presses. I have to be able to place them somewhere, which is kind of the bigger issue. I also probably could stand to have some more assembly lines. It's just there's a lot of stuff, a lot of materials that have to have, you know, somewhere to go. Have to have some way of doing something. Mushroom juice right now is being used to create additional mushrooms. That is a component of the mushroom recipe. So I probably shouldn't turn one of these off of mushroom juice long term. But considering we don't have a whole lot of mushrooms right now anyway, and we need to process sunflower seeds into sunflower oil. We probably should change this, but you paid attention here. There's only 2 sunflower seeds. And that is because I had this one. Yeah, that's a rice farm. I should have built another sunflower farm. I really should have. It's not too late to, you know, do another one. I do have this ready to go up here. It's just not exactly my greatest work trying to get everything else popped in here. That is our last Clockwork Robotic Controller for the record. Going in here, we'll have to make some more of those. I just need to make sure that I am not setting myself up for failure here. It's a very, very complicated system I've got going on where I don't even really know exactly what's happening here. But we do need more sunflowers. That's probably a huge bottleneck. And somebody asked about our giant sequoia situation, if we were still turning them into planks. Yes, but now the problem is I've got too much sawdust in here that has nowhere to go. And that is, yes, a consequence of my mushroom decisions not utilizing sawdust, but I don't know, every time I try to change it, it whiplashes back the other way. That's the wrong district. It just goes so horribly wrong. I'm like, well, I don't want to mess with this anymore. So forgive me for that. But I do think I can slightly... Oh, I thought this was, that was the wrong spot. I am, No, 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 no. I want to get rid of the path, not the levee. Never, ever the levee. I'm just gonna have to just build some truly ugly stuff. Just wherever it's gonna fit. Just add it to the list, get him to build it. While we're over here, we got grapevines, and some of you are saying that I have too many grapes that aren't being picked. All of these grapes are being picked. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but we are managing to pick all of these adequately. We probably, I think I mentioned this in a couple of comments, we probably, where is that building? Yes. Probably could put a harvester's office over here. It would give them a nice boost, but that employs up to 4 beavers and is a space for 3 to live. And I'd have to have somewhere to put it. I don't really know exactly where that would go that would make sense. Again, I'm not opposed to the idea. I have to make sure that if I'm going to put it somewhere, it's not going to be completely horrible. Oh, well, honestly, this would probably work fine. Range-wise, this might not reach absolutely everything if I put it on top of here, but it sure would help. But I think it would be better for me to stick this on this side. I would just have to take this spiral staircase away and make it into a ladder. Let's do that. I think that's going to be the easiest thing for us to do, is just pop that in there. Harvester's Cottage. I can also put this one and have it be the basis for something else, but that's too much for me to think about, so I'm not going to. This is kind of a redundant path anyway, but until I can get this to stop having bad water, then that does kind of still need to exist. So that'll keep that connected kind of nicely. The range on this is actually good enough to get all of the grapes, all of the berries, and then, well, if there were anything in here besides these unbelievably tall bamboos, then that would probably be fine as well. This one guy is going to be just fine for that. All right. Have we made any progress over here with the dynamite? We have not. Have we made any progress over here? We have not. So they have not built this. And we are... Oh, we're low on metal blocks. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to pause construction of this basic nuclear reactor because all of our metal blocks were going away. Now, what happened... What happened here? Because the last I checked, last I checked, we had almost everything completely full. Did we research all of the bachelors in agronomy? We did, and now I have one extra. Okay, let's go for robotics. Let's do that one, because I do need to have that going. Forgot I had this whole thing minimized. We need to have this going so that we can have the hauler bots. And yeah, paper is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Pencil sets, we're going to need to make some more. Robot parts, ruins exploration, all that. Human relics is going to be the biggest challenge in all of this. And we are making those. We just have to have more tools, which as of now we don't really have enough. The assembly line, however, can help us with some of this. So if I switch this over to tool mode, then if we can get logs, which we should slowly improve on, should get that going. Robot parts, obviously also a big part of that. What I need to do is I need to build another assembly line. But I have to find a good place to do it. That is certainly going to be a big pain in the butt. Especially in this mod. So I don't know. That might be a thing we have to worry about later. This is supposed to be making berries. We need the glowing fluid. Glowing fluid, of course, comes from trading and getting these fireflies to actually make it. And these are both, they're both going. So I guess that's fine. Things are looking slightly less terrible. Drill bits being made here. We don't need to be spending relics on that. Instead, I'm going to pause this so we don't use human relics on that. We can use them for this research instead. This making methane is fine. We have a lot of methane. We're not using hydrogen for anything. The nuclear waste expedition probably also doesn't need to be operating, which is going to give us some additional beavers to go elsewhere. I'm going to keep the gas extractor going because, well, we have not filled our storage, and this is very annoying when it runs out. So I'm going to put 10 beavers in the elevator to the abyss, prioritized by haulers, and we're looking pretty good overall. We just need to get more tools, which again is one of those reasons why this building really needs to get their stuff together and make this happen. I didn't think we were going to have any more problems with scrap metal. I thought we'd solved that a long time ago. And it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to get that done because we don't have enough coal. So why are we not... Is it because of the dirt? So it's pretty sure we kind of solved this problem with the dirt a long time ago. Maybe we haven't. Maybe we haven't. Okay. I know we just talked about the gigargantuan storage piles, but this is becoming enough of a problem here where I might as well just... Nope. Might as well just do this. Give them somewhere else to dump all of their dirt because they clearly need it. Let's just get that popped in there. Let them build that. Yeah, this stuff just takes so long at this point that I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with not doing any time lapses for the rest of the series. Every episode's going to have at least one. Yeah, because this stuff is... Ugh. Oh, it's taking its sweet time. This is looking a lot better, though. Just the food situation has not really improved, and I'm reluctant to add any more beavers until that's taken care of. It's just... things are looking a little dicier than I think any of us would prefer. And if I have too many of these mushroom growers switch over to the fast recipe, then we're going to be in some deep stuff. This doesn't have any water either, and the water's all over here. I think, yeah, not having these mushroom growers actually staffed, even though it says they can do it, it's not good. It's not good. I gotta have more. Gotta have more beavers doing stuff. So, high volume employers in this district will probably need to either be paused or pared down a lot. The ENS, really, really important building. I think I can justify having 10 there. I know I just said that I'm going to put extra beavers in here, but I got to take them out. I got to do it. I need to be able to make food. That is the most important thing. And these guys over here in the library, you know, they're making science, but this isn't the most important thing. I'm going to pause the library so the beavers can eat this food. And hopefully, yeah, see, some of these are getting staffed now. And I know not all of them are going to be, but it's going to help. It's going to make a difference. And we've got a drought approaching in 0.3 days. We're already set up pretty well to survive most droughts. I don't think we really need to be worried about anything. But there is always a part of me that is just fundamentally, as a human being, I have a very bad tendency to be worried about things. Yeah, so this is already working out great. We have these guys taking grapes. I'm going to cut this down to 2 workers. And they're going to, at some point, build the ladder when we have enough metal blocks. Now that the thing that is consuming all of the metal blocks has been paused. I should have done that a long time ago. But now, I think, honestly, this entire drought, this 8 days, I'm going to time-lapse it so that we can just make some progress. I know this has dragged on a really long time. And some of you really enjoy the minutiae of doing all of these different tasks. But I also know there's a lot of you who are just like, all right, just figure it out and move on. And I'm honestly kind of in between the two schools of thought. But I figured, you know what? We'll just let them do what they got to do, get caught up on construction, figuring out different bottlenecks and everything. And then we'll see them after the drought and get right back to it. Alright, and now we're in cycle 62. We let them just do their thing for a little bit. And food is up to 5,200. It's looking pretty good. But I've noticed a couple of other problems we're going to need to solve pretty soon, like screw press axles, for example, saying that we have 1, and it's probably not even in this district here. We do still have a screw press axle here, not here, and not here, but it still has a little bit of life left in it. So we are going to need to have them make some stuff. So they're still making tools here. That's probably fine. But I'm going to turn this back on so we can make some more screw press axles. Because we need them. Doesn't really matter if we have all these human relics if everything else just gets completely run out. So they should be able to, at some point when they decide to show up for work, just get a couple of these in here and then make some screw press axles. That'll get distributed in due time. We are making some pretty good progress toward getting the PhD in robotics researched outside of the ruins exploration points we haven't been making in quite some time. And that's because we've been trying to do this, and of course these guys are going to be doing what they can do when they can do it. Very slowly, but progress is still being made. We do have our harvester's office, like I said previously, doing some decent work over here. There's just a couple of things they can't reach. And it looks like I've got the ability to set these off now. So we'll do that. Oh, what? Man! I hate that. Well, I guess we're not getting scouting points anymore. Or sky exploration or whatever. That, you know, that really makes me mad. That really makes me mad. Oh God, what am I supposed to do? Well, since I erroneously deleted that while attempting to get rid of a staircase, jeez, what a pain. I guess I'm just gonna put another Folktales balloon in. I can turn this around though to face the correct way. Oh, Folktales balloon. This one is getting exotic seeds, or rather not getting exotic seeds, because the cooking house is making lotus flower tea instead. It needs to be making spicy soda. And this one, I'm going to have to check the recipes again. I don't really have a lot to be trading here. I guess I could just do more exotic seeds and then I'd just replace it with something else. Who cares? Oh, that's so demoralizing. What a pain. Note to self, clicking on balloons can allow you to delete them even if they're not on their landing zone. Alright, well, is what it is. Just go ahead and get this tree out of here. Don't need to wait my whole life on that. We have all this dynamite here that we were trying to do something with. Yeah, they still haven't put this over here because they don't have enough explosives. So I guess I have to let that continue being what it's going to be. We still don't have all the dynamite in over here, but we're getting closer. So that needs to have the correct button hit. B for boom. This obviously needs to have additional dynamite put in place. They're not quite ready for it. Yeah, and that's gonna be done right here. Very good. I also realized that I never policed this, so these berry bushes just grew back. Okay, no one's gonna walk on this, right? Good. So that's going to come all the way out here. This is going to need to be replaced with a ladder. Or I need to move this back another thing, or we come out of the top of this and have an intermediary layer that isn't going to have anything in it. But for now, I feel pretty comfortable just putting this in here. Get that popped back in there. This will have to have supports. 3 here, 3 here. And then I am putting this other storage in here when the time is right for that. Ooh, actually, you know what? These 3 here, it's going to be substantially to my advantage that I maintain a path coming this way. So I'm going to do that. Just replace those doubles with the single and then single on top. Just so if I ever do take this down here, I can have another entrance without having to take the entire stack down, because that would be just tremendously annoying. Alright, so now this is a good link to have here. This didn't exist before. I just need the rest of these explosives to get popped in here, and then I can put, well, everything else in. I shouldn't have any issues taking care of this. I still haven't figured out what's going to go in here. Okay, well, we have 6 screw press axles now. That should last us a decent while. Paper. Yeah, paper's going to take a while, so we can do that. This is looking pretty good outside of the ruins exploration points we already kind of discussed. Surprised I was able to find 66 robot parts. I thought that was going to be a much bigger deal. But right now, I guess I can have this start making robot parts again. We don't have a ton of metal, but we do need to get that moving along. Actually, you know what? No, I only have 13. This is 2 per block. I am unfortunately going to have to figure out a way to unclog this production. Yeah, coal. It's scrap metal again. It's scrap metal again. I thought I'd solved this, but I don't have enough coal. I'm never going to have enough coal. It's the dirt. It's the dirt. It's always the dirt. What am I supposed to do about my dirt? There's got to be a better way than just having this constantly shuffled back and forth. That just really does not seem optimal. Well, it is what it is. Just have to let those guys do their thing. Looking okay over here. I know I paused that. Human relics still taking their sweet time. 10 hours. Let's see. Here I don't have enough beavers to do all these jobs again. Oh, no, I've still got them in here. And getting more mushrooms has tremendously helped. It has done a lot of good to what we've been trying to accomplish. So I guess I'm just going to have to put these guys back in here and move on with that. And what's paused here? Ah, the sawmill. That's right, because we have 1,000 planks. Okay, this is where I get yelled at. Because we're not using all these anyway. I'm going to just put this to logs. Because we need logs. we just need logs. And I know this is not the most efficient recipe ever. It is what it is. That's just what it is. I've got planks here. I've got logs, iron ore, coal. Yeah, it's just... Can never have, for some reason, enough storage for dirt, no matter what I do. Never enough storage for dirt. So maybe what's going to have to happen here... God, because I have so much extra power. Maybe what's going to have to happen is I'm going to have to start building the other walls up here. Just narrow this channel. Because we have just so much dirt. Okay, this is ready to go. That's helpful, at least. Yeah, I mean, I hate to just, you know, be that guy, but... we just gotta do it. So this would be... If I'm going to replace this with just... these guys here. We already know this is enough width to handle the outflow because, well, that's the entire outflow for basically all of the map right here that isn't being pumped out, so. Yeah, none's coming out here, none's coming out here. That really is the entire outflow for all of the water on the whole map. Yeah, I'm not going to allow myself to feel bad about doing this. There we go. 10 of those. Now, this is not going to be a very convenient thing for them to do. They will make their way around here, just start filling all this in. At least clear out all of the dirt that we have in this district, because we have to have the dirt out of here. We have to do it. Okay. And I don't want to keep doing this nonsense forever. Let's get that set up there. This is just, it's holding so much stuff back. Yeah, see, now this can actually go. That should help a lot. Alright, we've got logs. We have these that haven't even been cut down. I know the storage is full. Is what it is. Sawdust, though. Another continuous problem that we can absolutely do nothing about, apparently. Every time I try to fix it, it just is wrong. Alright. I am going to put this back on... No, you know what? I'm going to leave it on logs. I don't need to lose any sleep over this. Okay, so this is ready here. Away we go with a medium warehouse. Yes, I could have had this built 30 minutes ago if I had just not waited to put some tiny scrap of warehouse underneath all this. But you never know when you're going to have storage for something, and certainly in this mod, you can almost never, ever have enough storage of anything. Does not matter what it is, you do not have enough storage of it, and it will be a problem. Oh, that doesn't have a storage. Okay. See, I don't even know what I can put where, honestly. It's just too many things. Way too many things. Okay, berry storage over here might actually not be a bad idea. Where's my berries? There we go. Because we know we're going to have it. Kimchi, forget it. You're never going to have enough kimchi. Sure, let's just have a... I don't have a storage for pumpkin chips anywhere, seriously. Okay, piles are going to be the first thing that we do. We need to line up where our ladder is going to go. I'm thinking that side since it's all terrain. And this should be... Yeah, that should be the side with the ladder. They lied to me. Not that it matters. But that's fine. Actually, no. It's not fine. It's going to bother me. Alright. Spin that thing around. Alright, so the very bottom, most important thing for us to have is probably sawdust. We do have a bunch of storage for logs. We go through those just so incredibly fast. So I'm going to make this a 5,000 storage for sawdust. You might not like that. It's fine. But we have to have, absolutely must have, adequate storage for sawdust. It's just going to be bad if we don't. So I'm sure they're going to take their sweet time doing that. And I know I don't have metal fasteners enough to build this. That will be something I have to make here. I've got tools. The tools are going in here to make... No, they're going in here. so we can get human relics. How many of those do I have here? 172. Okay. Well, once I have my 200 human relics, I need to switch this over to the other thing here. I also probably should have the secondary, what do you call it? Oh, excavation drill, that's helpful. Supplementary exploration team, 500 science. Except I don't think I'm going to have enough of those cereal bars. In fact, are we even making those? Ah, yes. Sunflower seeds. Once again, my arch nemesis. Ah, yes. Robot parts. See, everything matters. Every single thing matters. And now, if I just hit pause on the ENS, they're going to take those robot parts out, and they're going to build me this thing, and then I can just hit unpause it. Because, boy, has this been annoying. Just get this super prioritized, because I gotta have sunflower seeds. Got to have sunflower seeds. Am I already out of... Jeez, these... Oh, the screw press axles, man. Can't get required materials. Yes, you can, and you will. Give me my robot parts. They're right there. They are right there. I see them. Go and grab them with your two hands, or your little paws, or whatever you want to call them, and bring them over here, and put them in there. We're going to have problems. So I want to be able to turn this back on before they take absolutely everything out. Oh, now I'm out of tools. Okay, that's probably related to the metal issues we've been having. Okay, the robot parts are all out at least. Okay, those are all put in place. I just have to finish it. Alright, unpaused. Okay, how are we looking here? We are making scrap metal. Slowly, but we are, in fact, making it. They are, once again, taking their sweet time on all of this. The way that this is set up, I can probably... I already have a pile for the silicon metal ingots. I was just thinking, you know what? I probably can't change my path layout here because I've got my pit warehouse for quartz. But I also don't have to keep this here. This is just a convenient spot for it. No, so many things to take care of. So little time. Did they finish this? They did not. Because we don't have metal fasteners. Yes, everyone's favorite song. Well, at least I can make more sunflowers, which should help us tremendously with other things. Yep, scrap metal's still a problem. How are we, I know I essentially hit reset on this. And I know they're not using those human relics for anything else, so they're going to come in here and they're going to get it done. I promise you they're going to do that, but the rest of these things, man, they're just, they're everywhere and nowhere all at once. So let me take a look at my notes here. We are getting, well, not including the time-lapse time. We're starting to get toward the end of my time to record here. I mean, I've done most of this. It's just everything that people keep suggesting at this point is like, all right, this is going to take like 5 episodes to do. So we do what we can. Okay, what are these guys doing here? This is making tools, or supposed to be making tools, but we don't have scrap metal. This is supposed to be making crude saw blades, and I have 82 of those. All right, I'm going to have this start making metal fasteners because we have to have metal fasteners. Cannot get away with not having metal fasteners. This needs 2 explosives. I do have explosives. It's just taking forever and a day to get there. So I guess we just have to wait. I feel like I need more than one of these high temperature foundries, but we don't have the industrial mechanics to support it. Just because everything is a huge mess. Well, at least we have sunflower oil. Still making methane. This is getting more full. That's fine. Oh, wow. We got a lot of paper. I do not think we need to be making paper anymore over here. Let's go back. Let's go back to these screw press axles here for a little bit, I suppose. Yeah, 183 out of 200. I do have 9 here. Okay. This consumes the stuff. I still have plenty of nuclear waste. It's a brand new sentence. Oh, I need 20 tools. I need 20 tools for 5 of these. Okay. Ah, man, that means I have to make another, like, 40 tools. Just such a slow process. And this is waiting on... It shouldn't be waiting on anything. They should be doing this, because I've got coal, I've got logs, and I've got scrap metal. Yeah, so what's up with this? What's up with this? Why are we not going? Oh, you're sleeping. Well, don't do that. Okay. I'm so glad that you guys are just sitting here not doing your job when you have... Okay. They had enough stuff to do this when I started complaining about it. Oh, we have 5 out of 64. That's got to be helpful. It's still doing its thing. How are we doing on our mess here? Okay, the first block is almost done. That's nice. I'm not planning on completely filling this in with terrain. This is just a way to dump dirt. So this is basically probably the only bit of this I'm going to do in dirt, and the rest of it can be something else. At least for right now. Got different stuff we could possibly do. Just want them to be able to do something. This is ready to go. B for boom. Yeah, and I know this takes a whole lot of metal. We don't necessarily have, but we're going to want to have this here. It's just going to be rough if we don't. So that can be storage for methane. I will make this a very low priority, but not the lowest priority. That should be fine. Now, how are we looking over here? 188. I do still have 7 over here. Waiting on tools, waiting on tools. I've got scrap metal now. So I think at this point we're probably just up to the mercy of the factories here. Got not enough coal, not enough scrap metal. What are these two doing anyway? Coal and coal. How do we not... Oh, tools, of course. I guess they could have... Now I have 73 vacancies. Okay. Alright, yep. Clearly this is an exercise in futility. I don't have any ice blocks, but I have some frost balm. I guess that's good. Severe injury requires a surgery kit. Which... Oh, there's tools. Don't have tools. But that would be our biggest pressing need, would be surgery kits. Which they will take care of if they have access to all that stuff. I just need them to make metal faster, which is... I think there's a building for that I can put in here. And... No? I guess not. I suppose I was wrong. I thought for sure there was something to do with metal. Maybe it was just getting the materials out of the ground. Okay, well... I don't really want to build any more of these. What's this bottom one set to? Drill bits? Yeah, that's important. Okay. Well, it just needs coal. I suppose we're just kind of limited to the nonsense there, then. At least we have scrap metal coming out. That's going to be helpful. And this is the fastest way to make it. We just have to have, you know, enough stuff. I've got the logs. I've got it. It's just not quick enough. 6,700 food's looking real good, though. Feeling nice about that. 19 out of 64 metal fasteners also is... you know, not anything to shake a stick at. Just these guys gotta have something to do with all this. Yeah, I think long term this is gonna have to go all the way over. But it could be a while before we have enough dirt to really make that a big deal. How in the world did I get 25 vacancies over here? How did that happen? How did that happen? You know, I don't think we really need to have any more workers over here. Okay, so that's 1, that's 2. These guys continuing to do all this mess. They're full of sawdust, so that's kind of pointless. I'm just going to pause that. Alright, so now we're down to 20 at least, and we know only 18 of those really matter. And somehow I still don't have... Alright. What else? What else am I to do here? See, I guess this is all... It's all fine, it's just not... Why did I don't even remember what I was... See, this is the problem with this. There's way too much going on for me to think about and also, you know, make videos at the same time. But I keep doing this to myself, so I shouldn't complain. 27 out of 64 here. Okay, that's looking... Oh, good. 198. This is the last batch we have to make, and then I can put this back on Ruins Exploration. That'll help a little bit. Okay. So that goes there. This should... There we go. There's our 200. Now we just need pencil sets and robot parts and Ruins Exploration. This, of course, has so many more things that it needs, but tools are not one of them, and that's definitely holding us back a lot. Cereal bars we already talked about. It's those blasted sunflower seeds. But I do have storage for those over here. And they are marked for haulers to come and take care of that, so you know, it is what it is. Now that I have that taken care of, pencil sets probably... Well, actually, tools are still really important, but pencil sets could be a good way for us to, you know, recover a little bit from our metal expenditures. Make a few of those, and then dive right back into making robot parts, because we're going to have those. I really did think this would go a little bit faster, though. I know we're all eager to see progress here. Okay, so severe injury has improved slightly since I started researching the surgery kits, so that's nice to see. I've got tons and tons and tons of paper, because that's what this was making until I had them make screw press axles, which now that's actually, I'm not going to say full, but it's very, very populated. So I'm just going to pause that, send these beavers out into other jobs. Never did turn the nuclear waste back on, but, you know, we have 159 that should run that thing for a while. And, yeah, pencil sets, robot parts, Ruins Exploration. I probably need to just get some more sunflower seeds over here, but I can't really do anything about that without, well, making more sunflower seeds. And that is going to require expanding my pillars here, which I regrettably cannot do with this in place. I don't know that they can walk on top of this. And I'm kind of afraid that I'm going to have to delete this so I can put more pillars on top here. But I don't want to commit to doing that at this exact moment in time, because there is a chance it isn't the case. But seeing this here, I'm not exactly filled with confidence. So here's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to ENS architecture blueprints. Gonna have to go somewhere else. The lazy, easy thing to do, I know, not the right way to do it. I'm just gonna is that this one? Fancy architecture. Yes. I'm just gonna have this moved, then I have to blast this down, then I put this in. I'm gonna put a platform on top of this when I can, and then see if I can manage to build at least these two from this side, because, you know, I can just keep stacking things up over here. We can stagger them with the platform links at least. Because it wouldn't be that expensive or that difficult to get to either of these. It's just this one back here is almost impossible to reach because it's, well, against the edge of the map, which, yes, I know. Nobody told me I had to put that there. I did that all by myself. So I'm going to have to deal with the consequences of my actions. 41 out of 64, looking good. Okay, pencil sets are finished for the time being. That means this can go into robot parts. And this should be, if we can ever make cereal bars, should be a whole lot better. I just gotta wait on this. Yeah, and I don't know, I'm gonna have to end this episode here in just a moment. So we'll do this. Start the process of getting this other thing popped in here, because that's going to take a while. And my mega platform, of course, 40 metal blocks, which we do not have. But I do want to put this in here, even if I have to pause it, so nothing bad happens. But yeah, this is what I was talking about with these things interlocking. This is going to be really helpful for us to be able to do this. I think for right now, I don't need to build another Clockwork Hydroponic Everblossom farm. But I do want to check heights on stuff. So if you'll give me just a moment here. If I put another one of these here, which I did say I didn't want to do, is this going to be possible height-wise? I think it'll snap to that one ring. Obviously, I can't until I have these in place. And I will not build this, because we just learned this. I will not build this until this second layer of this is in place, ready to go. Because I know they can absolutely reach that right now. That's going to be a whole lot easier if I just do it that way. But I don't have metal to come up this way to do this. I just have to make sure that this is not built before either of these. And then once that's done, I can put a thing on top of that. I'm going to be 2 blocks below here, and then I could just put a staircase in to build this and this. That won't be a problem. And then this side, I may have to do some other shenanigans because I can't get the ladder across this. Actually, can I... Yeah, there's no reason that should be allowed to work, but I'm absolutely going to exploit it. Oh, that means I'm just gonna have to do that, but that can be a thing for next episode. Oh, bad tide approaching. How convenient. Okay, robot parts slowly going up. Still no cereal bars. Still no sunflower seeds. Okay, and this thing that's paused is rice, correct? Yes. Okay. Well, I mean, that's not much more I can do, folks. It would really be nice if this gigargantuan storage pile for sawdust was completed, because then I stop having to, worry so much about it. What is this making? Robot parts. Well, we don't have metal blocks, so I don't think that really matters anyway. I'm going to let them finish this, and then I'm going to put this on metal fasteners just so we can have that taken care of. Because this doesn't need metal blocks, it just needs scrap metal, which apparently we don't. We have 890. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay, they are putting it through here. I just can't remember if I have a storage. I do. It's literally right here. Okay, well, I guess that's just going to have to be what it is. I want to see this finished before we are done with today's episode. So I guess we can just kind of focus on this, and while they attempt to build it, we'll do our end of episode stuff. I always appreciate you guys being here and tolerating sometimes the frustrations of this playthrough and the inefficiencies, all that stuff. It's not possible to do this without the support of the Beard Boosters. I say it every time, but it's because it truly is not possible without those folks contributing to keep the channel sponsor-free and make it so we can just have fun playing the games. And it's helped me more than you can ever realize, and I'm so thankful for your support. But that is unfortunately going to be all the time we have for this one. I really want this to be done, so I will include this being finished if I think they can make that happen before I'm done talking here. But yeah, that's going to be it, folks. Have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you again soon for more Beavers. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.